We've got some exciting news.
Do we?
Yes.
Who has exciting news?
We
do?
The
What is
world does.
What is it?
Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift got engaged.
Oh my God. I honestly thought maybe it was going to be new news that I didn't know.
Well,
that
that's
has
the fact-
been flooding every fucking
And
channel.
it's been
in the
moving
world.
markets.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm happy she's found love. I really am.
You sound
I
really
think
sincere.
No, it's just before this podcast, we were just having a last minute lull because I'm meant to be going to a singles party tonight and you're meant to bring someone with you that's also single for someone else. Basically, you bring someone with you who's single, nice, vetted, like so that they're a nice person.
Yeah.
But like that other
I had this in Sydney and it was great and I made friends and I'm still friends with
Really?
the guys that were there. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It was really, really fun. Yeah.
Only problem here is it's like no man, no entry, and I can't find someone to come with me. So I wish this podcast would live and I would actually ask people listening to like help me out. I'm this close to putting it on the Curve social media to be like, is anyone single?
It's better than what you did, which was text.
My ex-boyfriend's
quote-
friend.
Yeah, an ex-boyfriend's friend. Well, he's on holiday with your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, not my
Saying,
finest work.
Hey,
Well, it's getting
remember
desperate.
me? Can you fly back?
Anyway, the point here is I'm very happy for Taylor.
Yeah.
And I think what she's done is change the narrative around, like most of the stuff that I'm seeing is the idea of, yeah, girls, don't settle. She's 35. She just got engaged. Like,
Yeah.
let's not panic and pretend we need to be engaged at 21 these days. Like,
100%.
imagine if she'd got engaged like, well, who's that?
Harry
Matt
Styles.
Healy or, all the losers she dated before. I wouldn't mind getting engaged to Harry Styles, I'll be honest.
Neither. She's moving markets and a lot of companies are capitalizing on this as they would. Like she's the biggest artist of all time, essentially. But like Krispy Kreme came out with like celebratory glazed donuts for the engagement and then Wingstop, which is like a chicken wing place, put this campaign on. He put a wing on it.
Genius. Absolutely the cleverest marketing I've ever heard.
Also, LVMH stock went up because Taylor Swift was wearing Louis Vuitton sandals in the picture. Honestly, and Ralph Lauren, she was wearing a Ralph Lauren dress. Honestly,
this is great research, Victoria.
Yeah. Diamond stocks. There's two diamond jewelers. Their share prices have gone up because people are like, there's so many fans out there that if Taylor Swift is engaged and there is men or women on the sidelines who are thinking of doing it,
they'll be buying from.
And your partner's a Swiftie fan, you'd be doing it now. So,
how much was her ring? It was like $1 million or something. It was so expensive.
$500,000. Yeah. 7 to 10 carats, people are assuming.
Do we think that's safe to be walking around? I'm like, wouldn't someone cut your finger off? Like that is.
Yeah. The Ralph Lauren dress that she wore sold out in 20 minutes. Imagine how stoked you'd be if you were like a small brand.
Yeah.
You know, like, because that would all be curated. That's not him just proposing like
Oh,
that.
God, no. There was like enough flowers to fill like a whole football stadium. It was like not chill.
And the photographers. Anyway, their joint wealth is expected is like kind of nearly $2 billion, but she has 94% of that. Like that's the kind of imbalance, and I've seen some incredible memes and it's
Sorry,
like,
does everyone just feel like,
go
like
girl.
that? Like I'm like, shit, yeah.
I saw some incredible memes and it's like when Travis Kelce opens the prenup and this guy pulls a drawer, you know, those like filing cabinets, and he pulls the drawer and the drawer like just keeps going and going and going and going, and it's like all the T's and C's of the prenup. And like, I was like, yeah, fair enough. Like, why are we also joking about this? Woohoo, there's a woman that earns more than a man in a marriage dynamic now. Like this shouldn't be such a big deal, but
I mean, most of the stuff I saw that came out was about the prenup, and it was saying it's the most like airtight, extravagant, long prenup that's like ever been created, and that he signed it without even blinking. Because of course you wouldn't. The person that you love has spent their whole life becoming the biggest, most successful pop star in the world. You sign so she can protect her shit. Like, and also I just feel like the rhetoric around like she didn't settle, she's got to 35. Like, I mean, obviously we don't know him, right? Like we also don't know her, but everything you see online and again, you can't really obviously judge from like Instagram and stuff, but he seems like such a solid guy. I feel like she's chosen someone that respects the fact that she is the wealthier one in the relationship.
I remember he said in their podcast, like she's an athlete. Like she goes on to, when she's on tour, like she goes out onto the field and exerts so much energy. And then when she comes off and it's like, it's all training. It's all like, they're just athletes in different fields. And I was like, that's such a good way to put it. But anyway, the Instagram post was the most liked post on social media ever. It shot like it got 30 million likes or something. This
is honestly kind of weirdly and quite embarrassingly giving me goosebumps. I'm like, this is so epic. Go Taylor Swift.
Go Taylor.
I don't care if you don't like her music or you think she's lame. This is epic.
Yeah. She's doing a lot for women. Yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
For women in business, for women in love, for like everything.
Yeah.
And the fact that she is like publicly talking about prenups and it just makes it so much less weird.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so epic.
Anyway, enough of Taylor. If you're a single gay man out there and you want your love story, then Grindr.
That was the best transition you've ever done in your whole life.
Oh my God.
Wow.
4 years. I nail it.
So what's happening with Grindr?
I'm all embarrassed.
Whenever we start interviews and Vic's the first person that has to say the question, she just skirts around it for so long. She'll be like,
it's just so awkward. You've literally sat down and said, so tell me about your money story, or it's quite invasive.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Grindr is one of the only dating apps that's actually doing well. So, and we've spoken about this quite a while ago now, but like there's Hinge and Tinder.
God, you've just been single, in a relationship for so long, you can't even remember what it's called. Way to rub it in. So it's called Hinge.
Hinge and Tinder, which are owned by Match Group, and is a public company.
Bumble is not owned by them?
Bumble is public, yeah. And they've done nothing all year, like absolutely flat. And even before that, they were pretty dire. Whereas Grindr is up 30% this year.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why is that?
And it's because the CEO is leaning into AI a lot, but also he's using the technology in the app as more of like a distribution engine. So like he's now looking at further business opportunities, for example, offering erectile dysfunction medication. So I guess capitalizing on the community that they've built and the people on the app with certain like products and things that can actually help that community. So I was like, that's quite genius.
Yeah, that's clever.
Instead of pivoting, like Bumble was like, make friends, not just date, but like meet people and make friends. Whereas Grindr's like, how can we make you have a better dating life? And so, and there's plenty more in the pipeline apparently. So
what would Hinge and Bumble do though? I'm trying to think like, what would the equivalent of that be for the female focused apps? Yeah, like I'm not really sure. Would it be like restaurant vouchers and stuff or like marketing where to go on a date or events? Yeah. Singles events, I reckon, are starting to become a thing.
I don't think I'd go.
No.
Sorry.
Don't make me feel desperate.
No, I just don't. If I was single, I think it's like, and it's kind of the same with dating apps, right? You're with what's supposed to happen to you will happen. What's
the difference in someone sliding into your DMs at 3 a.m. to like meeting at a party with all your friends?
Because you're like, hey, who are you?
But you know what I mean? Like,
no, I know, I get it. I just feel like there's this like, it's like when you go to an event, right? And it's purely a networking event and it's not based around anything. Everyone's got that little bit of like, hi, how are you? I'm so, and it's kind of the same if it's a singles night. Everyone's got that bit of like, hi, are you, like what? It's just a bit of the force, I think, and the pressure. I just don't like that.
I think it's funny if you don't take it too seriously. I think if you turn up with like, a pamphlet with all your like top strengths and skills and you're like interviewing for, husband material, hectic.
Is that not what a singles night means?
Well, I've never been.
Turn up and be like, put away my clear phone.
I've got my notes. Do you want to hear my introduction? No, I think that it's, with dating apps, the main problem is that because people are so disposable because you have no personal connection to them, that's where I think no one, what's what I'm looking for?
There's no respect or like there's no.
Well, kind of, because you're just like one of like 5 billion that people can swipe through. Whereas I think something like a singles night where there's someone else is bringing someone because they're a friend, they know them, they're a nice person. There's probably a higher chance of like whether you make friends or you go on a date with someone.
Yeah.
It's like, it's also less pressure, right? Because you're there with heaps of people. It's fun. You might just have a funny night.
I guess it does kind of like everyone here is highly available. You know?
I also would rather that than go to a random coffee with some person I've never met. Like the chances of actually even having a good conversation, regardless of being into someone,
or going
is so
to a
low.
party and being like, he's hot. And then he's like, yeah, me and my girlfriend did that. And you're like, oh, okay. Anyway,
let's move on.
Nvidia. It is the world's AI darling. It is the poster child of AI. You know, you say AI, you think of Nvidia. Well, you should.
A lot of people do. They probably think ChatGPT, but
yes, yeah. Anyway, it's 8% of the S&P 500.
It is enormous.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
like when it moves, it kind of moves the whole index really. And a lot of people are interested in it. And it's just reported its financial results. So there's a lot of eyes on those numbers. And it's kind of hard to explain what it does because, I don't know, like I've tried a few times.
No, I've got it. Here we go. Nvidia is kind of like the backbone of it. The equivalent would be if any computer in the world needed a keypad, that business would be it's basically powering an entire industry, because to run AI, you need these random chips.
Yep.
They make the chips. So it's like it's an integral part of AI.
Yeah.
Without it,
it's like the brain.
exist.
It's like the brain of a computer. It's like the little chips that make computers essentially do all the things that we can do. Anyway, and they can handle lots and lots of calculations at once. So they've been used with all this boom in AI. They're the chips that you want to be using, all the brains that you want to be using. Anyway, they came out, had a fantastic result. They earned nearly $50 billion in 3 months. Just imagine. Anyway, that grew by 50% that quarter on the previous year. So it's growing at nearly 60% actually. So this is a huge company growing at a huge rate. Like it's just
so annoyed I sold it.
There's just questions and more questions about, is the AI boom over? And I'm just like, no. Like the fact that this huge company is growing at the revenue in excess of 50%, which they've done for the last 9 quarters.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Like, yes, there will be a point that it will grow at 40%, but like that's still massive. Do you know what I mean? Like, and
because there is a lot of chat about like the idea of an AI bubble. Is it going to burst? And that's probably a good thing to talk about too, because there's like the combination of, have I missed the boat? Is the bubble about to pop? You know, I reckon it's similar to how people talk about anything, like whether it's the property market, people are like, it's at the top. It's like, no one ever knows that.
I think there's a
validity.
There's validity in the concerns because it feels like it's all anyone is talking about. And when that happens, that does scare me. But I think what also, I guess, makes me less fearful is the amount that's being invested and therefore like still demanded by AI, if that makes sense. Like I think we've only scratched the surface on what it can do. I think with the difference with when we last had a bubble that was similar, which people are kind of referring back to, is like when the internet was first created and people are like, anything with .com on the end, or everyone was talking about .com and everyone thought the internet was going to change, you know, the world completely. And it did. But these were businesses that were being created with no revenue, just an idea, and they were getting valued at like billions and billions of dollars. Whereas here we have a credible business that is growing, that has revenue, there's expected to be $4 trillion invested in AI infrastructure, so like data centers, etc., over the next 5 years. Like that in itself shows me that there is support for the kind of share price returns we're seeing.
I reckon you've changed your tune on this a lot in the last year, because when it was all happening and starting to like take off, you were kind of like, how far can it go? Like you were a bit skeptical.
Yes, I totally appreciate that. But what I think with that, it's just when stock prices do so well in a short period of time, that's what scares me. And that was what was happening with Nvidia. Whereas now I've educated myself a lot more. I've done a lot of reading. I've seen like just how much investment is going on and talked to other experts. You know, we've had like Nat from Google in the club talking about AI, like getting a perspective from someone who is like deep in the weeds of it. And everything I'm hearing is like, yes, we might get something that's a bit of a breather where the stock market pulls back a little bit, which I genuinely think will happen.
Oh my God.
But I just don't think that this is over, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's right.
I was just thinking, remember when at the start of the year we did our predictions for what we think the stock market's going to do? And you were like, I think it's going to not do very well. And I was like, I reckon it's going to be booming. Am I on track to win this prediction?
Yeah, well, it's up 10%. 15%.
Guys, imagine.
Hey, there's still 4 months.
Bloody thought.
There's still 4 months. The S&P 500 is up 10%. Go, Sophie.
Oh my God. I feel like Nvidia is like, it's almost like the bulking guy trying to go to the gym who's just having so much protein, eating all the chicken and rice. He's just getting stronger and stronger, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's gonna be Johnny Bravo or like, you know, Incredible Hulk by the end of the year. If he's 8% the stock market, maybe it's gonna keep going up.
Maybe. Yeah, I think there is a lot of concerns that this is an AI boom. This is an AI bubble, and it's getting with bubbles pop, bubbles burst, and the stock market's going to fall. What I think would be healthy, and I don't know what's going to happen in the stock market in the short term, but is that there might be, you know, a small pullback like we saw in April of the stock market. But I think if we're looking and investing for the long term, so 5 years or more, AI is going to be a massive part of it. Yes, it might not be the Nvidias of the world that are leading it. There might be other companies that, you know, their share prices start going up and up and up and up and actually start taking the lead. But that's why ETFs are really great. There's some AI ETFs, so then you benefit the whole transition.
Also, for anyone that's interested in AI or investing in the space, we have some really great stuff that we've put in the Investing Club. We did like an open day to the club on AI, and we spoke. It was actually so interesting. But
yeah,
haven't really given you much feedback, but it was super interesting. So if anyone's interested, we'll put the link in the podcast show notes if you want to check out.
We also had a really funny slide in there of Sophie and I, who are AI Soph and AI Vic.
They look like they've had serious plastic surgery.
We just look a bit like we're not there.
Yeah,
you know. We look a bit cartoon character.
Like I don't think I would look at those two and think, I'm going to listen to a podcast.
No, I'd be like, that will look boring as it. Yeah. So we've actually recorded that and we've put it into the Investing Club, which, you know, we do have a 7-day trial. So you can jump in there and watch it if you want. See our faces, our AI faces and our real faces. Anyway, we hear a lot about like generational wealth and the whole wealth transfer that's going on when boomers pass away, and that'll be, you know, all the wealth they've created over the years be passed down to the next generations. But the generational wealth gap is actually widening. So like the difference between the wealth that people have at the 75 versus 35 is actually getting wider and wider, because a lot of those of the older generation have got huge pensions essentially, but they're not building them up as we are. Like we're still building our pensions and building up our retirement funds. The older generation is already there. They've already accumulated their wealth. And with the performance the stock market's doing, the property markets are doing, like their assets are just getting more and more and more.
I don't really understand this, because if I think about the generational wealth gap, of course we're going to have way less than the boomers. So what do you mean by it's getting wider?
The gap is getting wider. It's like the rich getting richer, right? If you've got the ability to invest in the stock market and that goes up and up and up and up and up, the gap gets wider than someone who doesn't have the ability to invest in the stock market. You know, so the more cash, because your wealth compounds and gets more and more and more, so that gap gets wider and wider.
I mean, the idea of, you know, an older generation having more money because they've had more time to invest and they've got more assets and wealth breeds wealth. I totally understand that. Is it the idea that, say, 10 years ago, the difference between the older generation and the younger generation didn't used to be so extreme, and now it's getting even more so?
Even more and more extreme, more and more wide. And also that plays into that as well is taxes, because if you have a higher proportion, if any country has a higher proportion of older people, they need more healthcare, they need more pension, and therefore, where does that come from? It comes from higher taxes of the younger generation. So therefore, it's harder to even get wealth if we're getting taxed more as a percentage. So it's really tricky to find that balance of creating wealth when you're younger if you're in an economy or a country where they've got these baby boomers, which is pretty much everywhere in the world right now. You know, when the World War ended, that's why they're called baby boomers, because there was this boom in babies.
Is it because they had babies straight after the war?
Yeah, and so there's a massive boom in
babies.
It's
kind of cute. They probably came back from the war and they were like,
make love.
I love you. Let's have a baby.
But now we're paying the price because there's so many of them. We have to fund their healthcare bills.
Will the COVID baby be a thing?
I think so, yeah.
Will it be like the COVID babies?
The COVID boom.
COVID boom.
Yeah.
COVID boomers.
Oh, there was a pet boom.
Yeah.
COVID pet boom.
Sorry, can you backtrack? Because I interrupted you and you were like, the problem with the baby boom is that we're all funding. Can you explain that again? Because I just cut you off.
So like when you've got an imbalance of more older people in a society or in a country, economy, whatever you want to call it, and less younger people. It's the younger people that pay, that the working young people that pay taxes that help fund pensions, healthcare.
So not only do they have more money, but there's more of them. Yep. So we're getting taxed more, which is, oh my God, that's quite like a penny drop moment.
Yeah. And we're facing higher debts. We've got higher mortgages. We've got higher consumer debt. So it's kind of widening the gap because if we want to get on the property market now, because the property price is so high, we have to take on more mortgages. It's taking us longer to pay those off. We've got higher interest rates.
So isn't the whole then tax the wealthy, isn't that like a perfect example where like if they were taxed a bit more, it would alleviate the pressure from people who don't have much money, who are the younger generation, who are worse off. Isn't that kind of?
Yeah, but then the wealthy people are like, well, no, that's, like that's the whole thing of politics, right? It's like people vote for politicians that are going to have a positive impact on them and their situation.
I do wonder though if it was explained or understood in a different way. Like I know not everyone has kids, but let's say like the wealthy.
That's also why it's so important we need to have children. If there was more people being born, there's more people that
to support the older generation when we get older. Yeah. So if we stop having so many kids when we get older, we're
so there's
also
a baby boom as part of it, the fact that there's a higher proportion of old people, but there's also much more kind of structural change going on underneath, which is that people are having less children. So therefore, they're going to have to pay higher and higher and higher taxes.
And that wealth gap's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. I think if you knew, like let's say for the baby boomers, they know how much of an advantage they have had financially. They know generally that they have way, way, way more money. And by not taxing them more, it's their own kids that are the ones that are suffering. I feel like if you knew that and you understood it more, surely you'd be like, yeah, do you know what? Like my 21-year-old daughter is battling. She can't have taxes that high and she shouldn't have to support me when I have all this wealth.
There's probably an element of that going on in like a small portion of it, but a lot of people
just selfish and want what's best for themselves.
Yeah.
Kind of though, right? Like
I think there's also this wealth transfer going on, right? That's supposed to be coming, but it's also not guaranteed that everyone's going to get.
But is that us waiting for the boomers to die? Is that essentially what the transfer is?
Yeah.
The older generation die, they pass down their assets. And
then they've compounded over years and years and years.
But isn't that the way it always works? Like why all of a sudden is the reason that this is such a big deal because the older generation, the wealth gap, has never been so enormous. So there's never been a chance for it to be so beneficial for the next generation.
And also it's because the stock market and the property markets have done so well. Whereas before we had like the Great Depression and we had, like they weren't accumulating wealth and compounding those returns over such a long period of time. So yeah, boomers have it great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to start a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Good old transfer.
Or maybe we just tax them, I
mean, I don't think all boomers should be paying heaps of tax. I think it's just if you're really wealthy and it's not going to touch the sides, could you please help us out? We're absolutely struggling.
The Curve Investing Club is the world's first digital investing club for women to build their wealth. It's a place where industry experts like myself and beginners can really, really join forces to share knowledge, swap ideas, and make money through investing. So if you're listening to this podcast, you probably are aware that saving alone, unfortunately, can't make you a millionaire, but investing definitely could. So we wholeheartedly believe in the power of community and that the best investment ideas come when we collaborate and learn with each other. So bring your friends, your mum, even strangers on the street if you want. There really is strength in numbers, and we're so excited to create a community that's just for you.
We've actually hit a really pivotal moment in stock market history, I think. There is now officially more ETFs than stocks in the US.
Whoa.
I know.
How many stocks in the US even are there?
There's about 4,300.
And so, sorry, for anyone that is beginner, that means there's 4,300 publicly listed companies that you can buy shares in if you're wanting to invest in the stock
market. And there is now about 4,301 ETFs available to purchase,
which are big bundles of stocks.
Yeah. So it's effectively someone's just come along and been like, I'm going to create a basket of these stocks and these stocks and these stocks. Yeah.
I know that the whole point ETFs were created is to try and make investing easier so that you can buy an index or an ETF or a big bunch of companies and feel like you can invest without having to make all these decisions on small stocks. I get that. But to have that many options of ETFs, I reckon is on the total opposite. Because to me, I'm like, if there is 1,000 different versions of the S&P 500 as an ETF, I will get decision paralysis and not know what one to go for.
But that's why ETFs were created, right? Was to help reduce the overwhelm.
Yeah, I know.
And now it's just like, it's swung completely the other way. Like there is ETFs. You can buy ETFs on anything, like a country, industry, a theme. There's even anti-woke ETFs.
What does that even mean?
So if you're woke,
I mean, I'm confused really with the definition of that.
So anti-woke ETFs is essentially, it excludes any companies in the S&P 500 that have like diversity, inclusion, anything. So it's like, so it's kind of the flip side. So it's kind of what Trump's been trying to do.
I wish we could see who invests in that stuff. You would just see like balding Gary, 75-year-old Stephen. Like you would. It would be all like, gosh.
It would be like investing in the 1920s.
They're probably proud of it too. They're probably like,
Yeah. Anyway, there is now more ETFs than stocks.
I actually met someone at a wedding in the weekend who works in sustainable investing.
Oh, yeah.
And so he works for, say, BlackRock.
Yeah. Yeah. Largest fund manager in the world. Yep.
Stunning. And he was saying.
Largest ETF creator. Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
iShares, that's BlackRock. Yeah.
God, I wish that I had known that at the time. Damn. I mean, I knew it was a big deal, but I didn't realize that big of a deal. Anyway.
You should flick a message, be like, hey, congrats. I just heard there's now more ETFs in the world than stocks.
Great chat. No, but he was saying he basically is the one that will go in and be like, okay, these are the fund options. These are the different options you have to invest in sustainable.
Yes.
Like our options or whatever. And he said, but we all know sustainable investing is like not doing very well. And I was just like, dagger to the heart, like how shit.
Yeah.
I think
it'll just be
It's a temporary
thing. We all know what's going on with the planet. And it's just when you've got someone in power that then dictates regulation and money flows and capital flows, like a lot of companies' hands are forced into falling in line for 4 years. So let's just hope Trump doesn't get in for another 4 years. And lastly, Puma.
Puma. Is it Puma?
Puma.
Puma's very American sounding.
Puma.
It's quite fun to say Puma though. Like it's almost like it feels like
poo?
Naughty because you're saying poo. Yeah. Why am I such a child?
Puma. Are you wearing Pumas? Like you're such a loser. Anyway.
Sorry. We're being so mean to each other in this episode. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why.
We love each other. Anyway, the family behind Puma, they own about a 30% stake. It's also a
family-run business still.
Yeah, they also they have a large holding in Kering, which owns Gucci.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, they are looking at possibly selling Puma.
So who are they selling to?
Either private equity but they're just like, it's done so terribly.
So maybe a good time to buy?
Well, the fact this news has come out.
It's already done.
Moved, yeah.
God, this needs to be way more instantaneous.
This is why companies keep it quiet if they're selling, because the buyer has to buy the shares at a premium to what they're currently listed at. So
and it would be like inside trading if it goes out and then they have to buy a premium on top of that.
Yeah, exactly. If the share price goes from $10 to $12 and they were going to pay $12, now they have to pay $14. You know, so you want to keep it under wraps.
I think you wouldn't want to keep it under wraps.
Also, like you could just fake leak.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm selling my business. And
anonymous tip. Anonymous insider says, surely you want a bit of a gossip
funny, like
column.
particularly in the New Zealand stock market, stuff like this just cannot be kept under wraps. Like,
you're joking. Like, New Zealand is a village. Yeah. It is.
Oh, my cousin's uncle's brother said that you're trying to sell the business. Yeah.
No. It's never happening.
You'll see them at your local cafe. You'll see,
I hear you're selling.
The CEO of Daddies and CEO of Puma having a coffee and then with the headlines and anyway.
You can't get away with anything.
But it does get leaked and that's why companies do try to keep it quite quiet. But it's all due to competition and tariffs. If you think of like New Balance, Hoka, like there's so many shoe brands that are doing really, really well.
I
Nike,
feel like
Adidas,
there's
of
so
course.
much of everything. You know what I mean? Like there's so much of literally every industry.
But I also think there's usually the big, like the Nikes and Adidas of the world have continued to innovate very, very well. They've stayed at the top and they've continued to innovate. Yes, there's been smaller players that are doing well as well, but Puma's just kind of in this middle, like, what are you? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of, it's not big enough to spend billions and billions of dollars on innovation, but it's not small enough to be like the quirky, cool, up-and-coming new entrant. I don't know.
It feels like it's been around for a long time though.
Yeah. They've actually got a new CEO in there to try and turn things around, but it's not working. Or Puma.
Watch the space.
Yeah.
We have a curveball to finish the episode.
We do.
Okay, so curveballs.
Oh, yeah.
This is essentially a new segment that we're doing where we're asking kind of like any kind of question at the end of the episode. And it can be like funny, it can be short, it can be long, whatever. It can be about money ideally, but you know, whatever. So did some come through that were...
Well, this one girl, it wasn't really a curveball, but we'll start with it because it's so funny.
Okay.
You know how you get like messages, and I'm sure you do, like from older men usually, and they're like, hey, I'll pay you $5,000.
Oh, sugar daddy.
Yeah, sugar daddy energy. And you know, sometimes it's quite tempting someone to be like £5,000 a month to like...
See my toes? Go for it.
Yeah. And then they're like, what are your bank details? And you're like, scam. But anyway, this girl sent us a screenshot of one, and Barry Jensen had reached out to her.
Who's Barry Jensen?
The sugar daddy.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry, it's not like
I was like, why are we calling him out? Is it a famous person?
Barry has reached out to her and he goes, hi, beautiful. If given $2,000 weekly, what would you do with it? And she goes, I'd put it in the S&P 500, of course.
Quite good.
No response back.
Shit, that's good.
Quite good. And she shared it with us. And I was like, yes, we're infiltrating the sugar daddy world. This is great. Anyway.
So that's not a great example.
No, that's not
This is quite a good one. It says, what have you both most recently invested in? There's actually so many good ones.
I talk about that a lot in the club.
Yeah.
But I will give a little snippet. I bought some more Novo Nordisk.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wait, is that Ozempic?
Yeah, the GLP-1 protein.
What's that? Sorry.
That's the protein behind it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Oh
it's
God,
fallen so much.
Really?
Yeah. It's actually been used now for addiction, for like habits, like nail biting, like all of that, the protein behind it. And
How
just
interesting.
the share price has just fallen so much. Yeah.
And is that because I remember a few weeks ago we spoke about there being other competitors to Ozempic?
Yeah,
that
there
were
is. And I mean, I was buying it, was it like May this year when the share price was higher? So I really should be buying it now as well. The share price is back to where it was in 2021. Like, and the business has produced billions and billions and billions of revenue and profit since then. So the business is way larger, but you're getting it for the price that it was back when it was way smaller, essentially. That's my little nibble.
I actually haven't invested in anything recently because I have a house update.
Ooh.
Which we will put in our property podcast. I basically pulled all my money out of the stock market. Yeah, so I'll give an update on that soon. We actually do have a couple of really good property podcasts. We've had so many messages from people wanting to know how I bought my property. And we did like a full breakdown the last couple of weeks there. We can link them in this podcast show notes if you want to listen. But yeah, I'll give an update on my property stuff soon because there's some fun, exciting developments. But I haven't been buying stocks in the last month or so.
Have you been building up your emergency fund?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I have actually. And I think
Nice.
I'm ready to stop. Like I think I've got enough in there.
yeah.
I don't need more, I don't think. I am absolutely exhausted.
Yeah.
I think we need to call it a day. However, just the last very quick curveball, which we will answer. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
Oh,
I hate it too. It's
warm pineapple gives me the
bleh,
ick, the heebie-jeebies.
disgusting.
Yeah.
It's absolutely a no.
I do love pineapple, just not on pizza.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
I love anchovies on pizza.
Oh,
And
also
capers, olives.
Nah, it's a no from me.
Yeah. Pizza. Should we get a pizza for lunch?
Yes.
Oh my God. Should we?
Actually, yes. It's time for a team bonding experience, i.e.
Every day is team
Pizza.
bonding pizza day. Yeah.
Okay, have a good week, everyone, and we will see you next week.
Thank you so much for listening to The Curve Weekly. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all the money, biz and stock market news. And If you like what you heard, we would love a review. Thank you.
Yes, we would love a review. But if you did hate it, please, don't leave one if you hate it. No, but in all seriousness, could you please leave a review? Because it really helps other people find our cute little podcast.
And we hope you have a good week and see you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye. Sweet. Yeah. See you next Tuesday. Lol. See you next Tuesday. I mean Monday.
No, actually, though. New episodes out every Tuesday. Okay, quickly. The Curve was created to empower and educate you about investing, but we are not financial advisors.
Our platform exists for educational purposes only, and it doesn't provide personalized investing advice for your individual needs and should not be relied upon to make an investment or financial decision.
And always remember to do your own research before making any investment or financial decision.
We're here for any knowledge and support you need, but the final call is always yours.
And thanks for being here.
You got this.
Yeah, we know you got this.